Welcome to another FormationData beta test demo. Today we're going to be taking a look at the platform and which modules may be useful to electricians. Now the first module we're going to take a look at is formation companies. Now we're going to enter in some industry standard SIC code, so we're going to use 68100, which is buying and selling of own real estate. We're going to use SIC code 68209, which is other lettings and operating of own leased real estate, so landlords. And you can also search by keyword. We're going to look at holiday lets as well, so people who tend to do Airbnbs and things like that. If we look, we can search today, but let's look for the last 7 days to see what sort of volume we get. So we've got over 2,000 companies that have launched in the last 7 days who have specifically set up their business to buy and hold property or buy and trade property, whether that's short-term lets or let into longer-term tenants. Now, it's likely that a lot of these will need electrical work at some stage. So these are really, really good partnerships to set up. Now, if we give you sort of sense of volume per region, so if we go Birmingham, that's 57 in the last week. If we go Manchester, 57 also. Liverpool, 24. Northampton, 2. But we're interested in searching nationwide, so we've got over 2,000 to choose from. If we select this first result here, now we do get a little bit of company information, so things like their account status, their filing status, but it's all going to be good because they've only just launched. They've literally only launched this week. But we do get directors information. Now, we can add them to a letters campaign and write to them, but I prefer to contact them online. So we see this little blue LinkedIn icon down here. I can click on the LinkedIn icon and we found the director there. I can now send them a connection request, drop them a message, congratulate them on launching SVB Homes Limited, and see if we can't take care of their electrical needs, potential rewires, or periodic testing like their EICRs. You can also run advanced reports on these data. So these are property companies that launched in London between the 11th of March 2020 and 11th of June 2020, a 3-month period. As you can see, there are 654 property owners. Now we could do exactly the same, open up these records, contact them and let them know we can take care of their EICRs. Or if you wanted to know people with, I don't know, at least 6 mortgages, so you know they're buying quite a few, that's narrowed it down to 87. We can start contacting the larger property companies. So the next module we're going to take a look at is Formation Recommend. This is a super easy module. We just put in a keyword like EICR or electrician. We put in a location like Northampton, and we're going to take a look at recent posts. Now, this will open up people in and around Northampton who are actively looking for recommendations on an electrician. So here we go. Can anyone recommend an electrician? Can anyone recommend an electrician? Can anyone recommend a reliable local electrician? Looking for recommendations on a reliable local electrician. You just have to comment your services or link in your page or website in these comments. And it's a really simple way of picking up regular local jobs. Now, the next module we're going to take a look at is formation plannings. Really easy module again. Just type in a postcode like NN3 9AG. A time frame, let's go with the last 3 months, and a radius, let's go with 10 miles, and click search. And as you can see, we've generated 100 planning applications. We can now filter it down by keyword. We're going to use extensions. Now, according to the Federation of Master Builders, 54% of people project manage their own renovations. So all of these extensions here, around just over half of them, will likely be project managing themselves. That includes things like choosing the trade. So if we open up one of these planning applications here, we can actually download the whole list in a CSV file to get all the addresses. But we'll see that we've got a address here that we can hand deliver a letter to, or add it to a letter campaign and offer our electrical wiring services for their project. So the next module we're going to take a look at is formation properties. We're going to do an area search, and we're going to do a partial postcode search to make sure that we get a good volume of properties. So we're going to type in PE253 and hit search. Now, what we're looking for here is lower rated energy performance certificates that are owned by landlords. And we do that by doing filtering by D, E, F, and G, privately rented. And if we click this little magic button here, we're going to look for the owner's contact details. Filter it down to ones with only contact details. Now, There's incoming legislations that will see landlords have to improve their properties to an EPCC by 2030. The cap has been set at £10,000, meaning they have to spend £10,000 in order to achieve that EPCC. So we want to scroll down and look for people with electrical heating system, things like room heaters and not boilers. So this room heater one here, it's likely that they'll need to upgrade to a high retention storage heater. And just like on Formation Companies, we can click here, it will link it to the company record, and we can contact them via LinkedIn or add them to a letter campaign. Again, we've got room heaters here. This is an EPCE. We've got room heaters here, room heaters, room heaters, room heaters. So this is a big scope of people that will need to upgrade their property in order to hit that new EPCC legislation by October 2030. Now, any of you electricians out there that also offer solar panels, they're also measured on smart readiness, so they could look at something like solar panels to get them across that line to the sea. But there's quite a lot just in this one partial postcode, and we have coverage of all of England and all of Wales. Another very useful module is formation contracts, but they tend to be for much larger contracts. So if we look at something like EICR, and we're going to look at the last 3 months. Now, I'm only going to look at awarded contracts because we like to do tutorials, but we don't want to give away any current active contracts out there. Now, these do tend to be much larger contracts. So we've got a £8.2 million contract there, £62,000 contract there, £18,000. £5 million contract here. You can also look for things like rewires, electrical upgrades, lots of, it's all keyword based. Now, if we scroll down a little bit, we can see that this was actually awarded to Dodd Group, and they won £5.5 million. Now, a lot of the times, the main contractor or the person putting out this project will split it up into multiple awards. So it could be split between 5 electricians, for example. So this is useful for subcontractors. You can actually look at awarded ones and go contact Dodds Group Midlands Limited and see if they offer any subcontracting if you're only able to take on so many per week, for example. But you will get a contact name usually, you will get an email address usually, and you'll get a telephone number usually. Sometimes it could just be an email address, sometimes it could just be a telephone number. But really, really good keyword-based tool to see larger projects be intended for in the marketplace. The last module we're going to take a look at is formation businesses. We can look at things like lettings agents, so people who are going to need electrical work on a regular and ongoing basis. We're going to narrow this down by postcode, so we're going to type in NN3 9AG, and let's go within 10 miles. Now, we offer 2 types of searches. We offer a default search and an advanced search. Default search is very quick. Advanced search takes slightly longer, but it does go visit the websites of the companies and start to bring back things like not just a telephone number, but email addresses. It brings back social media information like Facebook pages, LinkedIn addresses, Instagram pages. So we've got our results here. We can click the little load more button if we need more. But we can open up the websites and contact them via contact us pages. We can choose to contact them via social media like LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or we could filter it down to ones that just have email addresses and download them in a CSV file, save them to our CRM, or open them up one by one and start contacting them. Now, there's lots of businesses launching every month in the UK, so when you come back and revisit the areas you operate in, after you've clicked their website to go maybe contact them via contact us form or save them to CRM, it will actually tell you when you open them. So this one was opened a few seconds ago. This one was opened 12 days ago. So you know how frequently you're contacting them. And if they ask you not to contact them again, you can always set them to do not contact, and it will come up in a big red ring here. So really, really good for staying compliant and a great way to network with businesses that will regularly need to use electricians on an ongoing and regular basis.